Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today is Monday, April 24th, 2023. So our stock price closed at about, 95 cents a share if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 95 cents a share. So, okay, we've got some work to do in our stock price department. That being said, I checked our dashboard not that long ago at the Ziner.com website, and I believe it showed that Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hour was about $77. So when you think about this from an operational perspective, let's just assume we're generating our own electricity at both Scrubgrass and Panther Creek, and let's assume we're doing so at the higher end of our guided range of, say, roughly $50 a megawatt hour. So if we're turning around and then using the electricity that we're creating for a net cost of power of about $50 a megawatt hour, and then we're essentially using that electricity to mine Bitcoin at a price of about $77 a megawatt hour, that spread is quite lucrative. I think it's quite useful. I think it's quite exciting. So even though the stock price is lagging behind that $1 minimum bid price that we're on the hunt for, I'm really happy and proud of the fact that our operations are doing great. Not to mention, I'm not sure I really emphasized this as much as I should have when I chatted a little bit about our recent decision to raise some money, right, including from our co-chairman and CEO, Greg Beard, to purchase Bitcoin mining machines. You know, something I should have really emphasized, which is, of course, in the press release itself, is the fact that we're anticipating being able to actually generate a 100% return on investment in about a year. Now, when you really stop and think about that, that's extraordinary. So that's like really, really impressive. So that's really good news. Somebody mentioned in the comments, hey, it's both a blessing and a curse, perhaps, that we are so, meaning we as in Stronghold Digital Mining, right? Shares of Stronghold Digital Mining are so heavily correlated with the price of Bitcoin, which at last check was, I think, around $27,300, somewhere in that vicinity. And that it's frustrating that we're sort of heavily correlated with the price of Bitcoin. Well, I agree. I mean, it's frustrating when, Bitcoin comes down from $30,000 a coin to about $27,000 a coin, and you see our stock price dip below $1 a share when we are currently in the process of attempting to have 10 consecutive business days where our minimum bid price is at least $1 per share. Agreed. That being said, I do foresee some really positive days ahead for the price of Bitcoin. Now, will those, positive days ahead come within the time frame that we're working with to achieve that minimum bid price of $1 per share for 10 consecutive business days in an effort to come into fuller compliance with NASDAQ listing requirements? That's yet to be seen, right? Alternatively, will we find ourselves in a situation where we're either having to ask NASDAQ for an extension of some type, which is another option that we might potentially pursue, or do we ultimately engage in a reverse stock split, which again is something that I understand is a bit controversial, and I do plan to devote an entire video to actually talking about the mechanics of that and what it could mean for us as shareholders of this company, as co-owners of the company. So stay tuned for that. But at this juncture, I also recognize that we do have some time yet to achieve that minimum bid price. I'm already thinking ahead, though, like, all right, what if it looks like we're not going to do that naturally? What will it look like if we do have a reverse stock split, absent there being an extension provided by NASDAQ, within which time to come into full compliance naturally? Okay, that's a lot. Let's stay positive. Let's be great. Let's see what happens tomorrow. It's a brand new trading week. Things are looking great from an operational perspective. Really, the only thing at this juncture that is a little bit out of sync is our stock price, right? So that's why we've been talking a whole lot more about the stock price during the trading week, because it's like all eyes on that minimum bid price. But hey, as I said, new trading week. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'll see you then.